St. Paul, Minneapolis. And now, live from your 24-hour news channel, Angela Astor, Randy Meyer, meteorologist Dave Dahl, and Joe Schmidt with sports. This is Eyewitness News at 6.
Just one day after a second Minnesota physician reveals he has AIDS, that doctor explains how he contracted the deadly disease. Good evening, everyone. I'm Val Holly-Dennis, in for Angela Astor.
And I'm Randy Meyer. 51-year-old Richard Duff told Eyewitness News his case is proof. AIDS is not a disease limited to homosexuals.
Jackie Renner shows us how patients are reacting to the doctor's announcement.
The day after Dr. Richard Duff publicly revealed he has AIDS, he returned to work here at the Palin Clinic in Minneapolis. Staff members hung a banner saying, "We love our doctors." They also displayed bouquets sent to Duff and his colleague with AIDS, Dr. Philip Benson. Dr. Duff says he's received overwhelming support.
So far I'm getting just tremendous positive.
Certainly the patients who hugged in front of the clinic bore the doctor no ill will. Donna Patel signed the banner and said she was not disturbed that Duff never told his patients he has AIDS.
After he found out he had it, I'm sure he took the precautions not to do something to transmit it.
But patients who've now severed their relationship with the clinic, like Robert Gustafson, say precautions aren't enough.
If there's any risk, I think a person should know.
Dr. Duff insists he did nothing to put any patient at risk. And as a victim of the disease, he's learned much about how it's transmitted. Dr. Duff told me he contracted AIDS during a brief heterosexual affair in the 80s. He says after he retires from here on Friday, he'd like to do public education on the issue, if his health permits. He says the message is simple.
I guess just the dangers involved in high-risk sexual behavior, which is with anybody that you really don't know.
That clear, inescapable fact has reversed roles here. Suddenly, it is some patients showing compassion to doctors.
I feel sorry that they're going through this right now because they are good doctors. They're human beings, and I think that's all that matters.
Jackie Renner, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
Now, the Minnesota AIDS Project says of the Minnesotans diagnosed with the disease since 1982, 3% contracted it through heterosexual contact.
What action is being taken to ensure your family's safety? Just today, the Minnesota Medical Association recommended a new list of health guidelines for physicians. Art Barron is in our control center with details. Art?
Now, right now, those recommendations are very broad and deal with how physicians will act, whether they have AIDS or they're dealing with a patient who has the disease, but these are simply recommendations. They are not enforceable. Stephen Kelly, a member of the Minnesota Board of Medical Examiners, told me, whatever the case, there may eventually be new guidelines for doctors to follow. Here's what he told me.
Without saying it would be the right way to go, I could see a possibility that there would be specific guidelines with respect to certain practices which under no circumstances an HIV-positive healthcare worker should be involved in. And at the same time, for persons who have an extra level of concern, that we try to create an atmosphere and environment in which they can have the kind of candid discussion that satisfies their concerns about the physician, regardless of the limits on practice.
Many members of the healthcare community realize something will have to be done to better ensure the safety of the patient and the physician. But for now, the best way patient and doctor can feel confident about each other is to simply ask if he or she is infected with the AIDS virus.
How far could all of this go, Art? Could mandatory AIDS testing for doctors become a possibility?
It could. As a matter of fact, members of the healthcare community are already telling me that it could become a reality. We'll have to wait and see.
All right. Thank you very much.
Well, some of Dr. Philip Benson's patients who aren't on the state's official list to be tested want to know if they have the AIDS virus. Patricia, who works as an engraver, is one of those people. Last November, she cut her hand on a piece of glass, and Dr. Benson stitched it up. Now she's afraid she may have been exposed, but the health department won't pay for her to be tested because she's not on their list.
This is not fair to the human beings, not to us. We have a right to know, and we have a right to be tested. And the health department, the state, or whomever pay for this.
Incidentally, there are clinics in Minneapolis and St. Paul offering free AIDS testing. It could be months before any of Dr. Benson's 328 patients learn if they have the AIDS virus. 250 patients have already been tested. It will take a couple of weeks for test results. If any patients test positive, then DNA samples will be sent to the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta to determine if indeed they contracted it from Dr. Benson or an outside source. That process could take up to 6 months. The AIDS blood test is more than 99% accurate. We'll continue to follow tonight's developments on this story with a complete report on Eyewitness News at 10 o'clock.
The body of a University of Minnesota co-ed missing since Saturday has been found. The Sheriff's Department discovered Karen Strufert's body 32 miles from Grand Rapids in a secluded area of Aiken County. Brad Ring of our Duluth newsroom is live in Aiken County now with more on the story. Brad?
Val, after 4 days of extensive land and air searches, Grand Rapids' worst fears were realized this morning. The body of 19-year-old Karen Strufert was found in a shallow grave in the woods just behind me here around 7:30 this morning. Police are releasing very little details at this time about the death of this high school homecoming queen and Minnesota honors student. Police say a group of officers found the body in these Aiken County woods. They say the missing woman was an apparent victim of kidnapping and homicide.
We're suspecting homicide, but until the medical examiner does their examination, it'd be hard for us to say.
Police are withholding information on the cause of death pending a coroner's report. Law authorities have taken 2 Itasca County men in their 20s into custody in connection with Strufert's death. They are currently being held in the Itasca County Jail. Police are not saying what charges will be brought against the 2, only that they will be charged in the next 2 days. They also won't say whether Strufert knew the suspects before Saturday's incident or how police located the buried body. I had a chance to talk to Karen's best friend just after the news was released. I think her feelings sum up a lot of the feelings of the Grand Rapids community right now. She said she was first shocked, but then angry. Angry that such a good friend and good person could be snatched away from the Grand Rapids community. Val, Randy, back to you.
Brad, reiterate something for me if you could. Did you say that they did not say whether she knew the 2 suspects?
It's not known at this time. Police aren't releasing any information. But it is known that the 2 suspects are from Itasca County.
All right. Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Brad. Well, 4 children had to be treated for minor injuries this afternoon after an accident involving a school bus and a car. The accident at 43rd Street in Minneapolis sent the bus reeling into this tree. There are no stop signs at this intersection where the accident happened. Some residents say it's unsafe, and they plan to ask the city council to make some changes.
And just ahead, how you might save dialing dollars if you live in Carver or Scott County.
And a benchmark for the Minnesota Timberwolves will tell you who they've named as their new head coach.
Plus, it's not the work of solar flares, but that car is covered with sunspots. Find out why.
And then later after sports, we'll be flying high in the Airship America for a look at the Twin Cities skyscape.
Better Buick dealers are on the road with cars like the hot-selling Buick Park Avenue, just named U.S. Car of the Year based on styling, quality, and overall engineering excellence. And now with sales up 37%, Park Avenue is one of the best-selling luxury cars in America. To keep sales just as hot, your Better Buick dealers have ordered an extra shipment of new Park Avenues, and they're dealing. Plus, get up to $2,000 factory cash back on selected Buick models. So hurry to your Better Buick dealer. The deals are rolling, but time is running out.
Channel 5's Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Chase Manhattan Credit Cards.
11 years ago, Chris Perry won his 3rd straight high school golf title, then rewrote Jack Nicklaus collegiate records at Ohio State. Now he's on the PGA Tour and playing at championship level. Chris finished 6th over at the U.S. Open at Hazeltine last week and apologized for not giving his native Minnesotans a better showing because of the warm welcome they'd given him. Chris Perry, Channel 5's Athlete of the Week.
We understand that over the course of a year, there might be a month or 2 when you'd like to skip your credit card payment. Which is why with the Chase Manhattan credit card, you can skip a payment on whatever month you choose. We're flexible. And that makes for a better experience with us all year round. Chase. Profit from the experience.
Your Isuzu dealer has a package for you that's worth looking into. Right now, you could save $600 on an options package that includes air conditioning, a roof rack, stereo, and rear wind deflector. Add to that factory-to-dealer incentives on the Trooper, and you could save a total of up to $2,600. The Trooper package at your Isuzu dealer. Let us wrap one up for you.
You could save up to $2,600 on the Versatile Trooper at your Twin Cities Isuzu dealers.
On our next A Current Affair, the lawyer takes her briefs.
Tonight at 6:30 on Channel 5.
Well, tonight the waiting game is over for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
It sure is. The team has a new head coach. Our Eric Gisselson is in our newsroom to give us the details on this new hire. Eric?
Randy Val, the Wolves not exactly keeping the best-kept sports secret in the bag here. They called the news conference this afternoon at the Target Center where they named former Boston head coach Jimmy Rogers as the second head coach in their franchise history. Wolves president Bob Stein looked relieved to make the announcement today, and newly appointed coach Rogers looked to be up for the task. Rogers likes the club, the Target Center, and everything else here. Not necessarily confined to the basketball court either.
The groundwork is being laid. Everything looks excellent and has really impressed me greatly. I want to mention fishing. I should mention fishing, mainly because I'm a fisherman. And again, I'm talking about the things that impress me about this area, and hopefully I can hook into a walleye once in a while up here. That would be fun as well.
Now, the first Minnesota trophy Coach Rogers would like to land is in next week's NBA draft. I'll be down to join you on the set in a couple minutes for more on that. Randy, Val?
That's right. If he's going to live in Minnesota, he has to fish. Right?
You got it.
Thanks.
I like him already.
Former Vikings quarterback Tommy Kramer had his day in court. Kramer appeared in Hennepin County District Court on charges of driving while intoxicated. His trial has been set for August 8th. Kramer faces a maximum penalty of a year in jail and a $3,000 fine.
Some St. Paul students are building world peace one brick at a time. This brick wall carrying messages of peace and friendship will be sent to St. Paul's sister city, Lavia Camp, South Africa. Students from Ramsey Junior High School hand-carved the bricks. Mayor Jim Scheibel was there today as the final bricks were laid. The wall will be sent off to Lavia Camp tomorrow.
Well, 4 Southwest metro area communities will be calling on the Twin Cities. Belle Plaine, Cologne, Waconia, and New Prague have all approved extended phone service. It allows customers in the 4 exchanges to call the metro area without paying long-distance rates. But their basic monthly bills will go up to cover the cost. 4 other cities in Carver and Scott counties defeated the measure.
And coming up next, we may not get it, but we'll call on Dave Dahl anyway for some more sunshine.
I'll look at Channel 5's tower cam, and you can see he'll have to chase away some of the clouds. What's on the horizon? Well, there's the weekend forecast for one when Eyewitness News continues.
Hey, neighbor. Here you're building a new F-Series truck at the Twin Cities plant.
Yep, a special edition F-Series just for the Northland.
What's on it?
Oh, great features, like air conditioning, tilt wheel cruise control, AM/FM cassette. Plus, it comes in 2 special limited edition colors. And get this, it even comes with big savings.
Sounds great.
It is, but best of all, it's built right by your neighbors in the Northland.
What's in Chi-Chi's new Sonoran sampler? A grande burro and a chimichanga. Plus,
ice cream.
So for just $6.99, you get our
Sonoran sampler.
For a song.
Chi-Chi's a celebration of food.
All-you-can-eat lunch buffet, $5.49 Monday through Friday.
I've really got to get some Z's.
Introducing single-dose maximum strength Nitol. Just one will help you fall fast asleep fast. New maximum strength Nitol. Just one Nitol will help you get a lot of Z's.
What's different about Polident? Refreshing mint. There's a minty mouthwash ingredient in every tablet. Other cleansers may get dentures clean, but Polident gets the minty fresh clean. Super strength, super minty, Polident.
Buy your truck from your Toyota dealer now, and he'll hit your hot buttons. With great savings on rugged Toyota 2-buys. Or bigger savings on the best-selling compact 4-buy in the country. Or check out Toyota's 4-door 4Runner. Plus, their special financing, dealer discounts, lease deals, and immediate delivery. Get to your Toyota dealer right now, and he'll hit your hot buttons.
Well, you can bet that's the station this St. Paul Women's Radio is turned to, and she's driven to great lengths to prove it. With 528 sunspot stickers on Peg Underwood's car, Is it any wonder KS95 spotted her this morning? Now she has a key and is one of 95 finalists in a home giveaway contest. The winner will be chosen on July 20th.
Kind of looks like Dave Dahl's car. No, just kidding.
I wish we could be calling for a lot of sunshine. There is some rain on the way, and some serious rain, especially out in the southwest and a few counties down in extreme southern Minnesota.
Just where we don't want it.
Yeah, are under a severe thunderstorm warning now for about another 15 to 20 minutes down in the far south, eastern Freeborn and western Mauer counties. And all that heavy thunderstorm activity is heading into an area that has the potential to even produce a tornado or two. There's a tornado watch out until 10 o'clock tonight, covering the western part of Minnesota, all the way down through the southwestern corner of our state and back through eastern South Dakota, stretching mainly west of a line from Marshall up to about Alexandria, and west of that line until 10 o'clock. There is the threat of getting some severe thunderstorm activity that could produce a tornado or two. But also, to go along with this, there is the potential for getting heavy rain from the Twin Cities, the eastern part of Minnesota, all the way down through the west and southwest corner of the state. Some localized spots could pick up 2 inches or more of rainfall. And that shower and thunderstorm activity is showing up already. Using our Doppler radar out in Alexandria, first on the shorter range, it is right now on top of Alexandria, stretching from there almost up to Detroit Lakes, back down to the south, just northwest of Wilmer, through the Morris area, all the way down to the west of Redwood Falls. A very strong cell could be producing some severe weather right now just to the southeast of Watertown. Large hail damaging winds are a possibility with almost any one of these stronger storms as they move east-northeastward now at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. We're going to take you out of range, and I'm going to show you a thunderstorm that is producing some severe weather way down to the south of us. That's the one I mentioned in Freeborn and western Mauer counties. That has some large hail damaging winds up over 50 miles per hour. That is moving to the northeast, so it could be affecting areas just to the southwest of Rochester over the next hour or so. We're going to keep our eyes on this activity as it moves in our direction. But outside at the airport right now, we just have a mostly sunny sky. The clouds are still thickening to our west, 82 for the temp. Dew point now at 56, 41% for the relative humidity. And east breeze feeding into those storms to our west, now at 10 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure is falling at 30.09. How warm did it get? All the way up to 84, 5 degrees above what's average for the state. The average high is 79, 58 this morning's low, and so far out at the airport. But believe me, this is going to change. No rainfall yet. Sunrise is now at 5:27 and sunset is at 9:02. Thunderstorms are really beginning to blossom across the eastern part of South Dakota especially. All the morning clouds seem to dissipate, gave us some sunshine, but here's the big area. That's going to form into just a huge area, cluster of cells. Probably sit over southern Minnesota. That's what's going to give us that potential for some heavy rainfall tonight. Forecast map for tomorrow shows a warm front trying to spread northward, and as it does, showers and thunderstorms pretty prevalent all the way from southern Wisconsin across Minnesota out through the Dakotas and in the southeast. Scattered thunderstorms, very tropical, humid air mass sitting over the southern two-thirds of the United States. The forecast for overnight tonight, thunderstorms, locally heavy rainfall. Those thunderstorms should be beginning here in the Twin Cities sometime after about 10 o'clock tonight. 60 to 65 for overnight lows. Thunderstorms tomorrow morning, 65. Then they clear out a little bit. We certainly have some sunshine late morning and afternoon. Scattered thunderstorms again developing late in the afternoon, but very warm and very muggy, 84 to 88. Tomorrow night, heavy rain again likely, 62 to 67. And the outlook for Friday, scattered thunderstorms, 82 to 86. Looking ahead. Yep, scattered thunderstorms right on through the weekend. High temperatures in the 80s. Very, very summer-like right on through the beginning of next week. A front that just will not go away. Very pesky sitting over southern Minnesota.
Well appropriate. Friday is the first day of summer. That's right.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Coming up next in sports, more from the new head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Plus, those Twins are winning again, and you can see how wild things got for the Baltimore Orioles. Eric Gissison pinch hits for Joe Schmidt when Eyewitness News continues.
Tonight's Eyewitness News weather report is brought to you by Towsley Ford in White Bear Lake.
It's a money-saving Towsley Ford Cellathon. Every used car and truck has a Cellathon price clearly marked. Choose from over 300 used vehicles, everything from Lincolns to Escorts, like 90 and 91 Tempos starting as low as $79.95, 90 and 91 T-Birds and Cougars starting as low as $99.95. Our goal every day is to sell every car and truck, new and used, for at least $300 less than any other dealer for the same exact model. Save even more during our June Cellathon at both locations, Towsley Ford and Towsley Ford Truck Center, White Bear Lake.
The North Stars 3 for the price of 2 season ticket offer, in the words of forward Gaetan Deshane.
Is that a good deal or what? Thank you.
Offer ends June 21st. Call 853-9420 to order.
It's time for the 26-hour summer clearance this Wednesday and Thursday at Toyota City. everything is sale priced, and with factory incentives, you can save an additional $200, $500, even $700 off our already low sale prices. Over 250 1991 Toyotas are on sale from 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. Wednesday and Thursday, like this 1991 Toyota Corolla for only $97.95. It's 13 hours this Wednesday and 13 hours Thursday. The 26-hour summer clearance only at Toyota City in Brooklyn Park.
Play golf at Como Golf Course this Saturday, and you'll have a chance to beat Wade Wilson and win a Florida golf vacation. Play Beat the Pro this Saturday.
The North Stars, 3 for the price of 2 season ticket offer, in the words of forward Mike Modano. Offer ends June 21st. Call 853-9420 to order.
Good company is turning up the heat this spring on Channel 5.
Advice on where to buy a complete new summer outfit for under $75.
Plus, Gary takes you to see the new animals at the Como Park Zoo.
It's free.
Some like it hot.
Boy, what a timely hire for the Timberwolves just before the draft.
Yeah, we poked fun about the bad-kept secret about the whole thing.
It wasn't much of a secret.
Now, there's a lot of people down at the Target Center who are glad it's over so they can tend to business here. It was the most anticlimactic announcement you could imagine, but the Timberwolves today made official what has been known for some time now. Jimmy Rogers was going to be the head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves. They brought him in to meet the press, but hey, Watergate was more of a secret than this news conference. Rogers was the coach for the Boston Celtics for 2 seasons, knows how to win. The question is, how does he plan to win here?
Every time we take the floor, you're going to see a team that will scrap, that will hustle, that will be all over the place, pushing the ball down. I want to score points. I want to improve our shooting percentage. I want to improve our free throw percentage. And at the same time, I do believe that you also have to put the best offensive players, the best offensive approach out there, and then work your tail off on defense to win in this league.
Rogers lands here just in time to have a say in the NBA draft, which will be held a week from today. He's 48 years old, hails from Chicago, and has been an NBA scout, coach, or assistant for 19 years. And he likes fishing, too. The Baltimore Orioles picked the wrong day to have a roll back the clock promotion in Baltimore today. That's because the first-place Twins cleaned their clock with a 5-run 9th inning to nab their 17th win in their last 18 games. The Orioles were sporting uniforms from 1966, rolled back popcorn prices to 25 cents, and programs for 50. And one lucky fan got a 1991 baseball free of charge, thanks to Chili Davis sending this one into the seats for a 3-run home run in the first. Chili now leads the majors with 16 round-trippers. Baltimore erased the Twins' lead, though, and took the leads themselves when Ernie Witt loops the blooper to left. Leo Gomez scores to put the O's on top 4-3. Greg Olson came in the 9th to save the game. He did, but for the Twins. Wild pitch scores Chuck Knobloch, then Olson can't throw a strike for the second runner, Mike Pagliarulo. And those runs plus another wild pitch gave the Twins an 8-4 win, their second straight, and 17th in June. The Twins now head to the Bronx for a 4-game series with the Yankees. Whatever was bothering the Orioles was bothering the Brewers today in Milwaukee against the Angels. Bill Wegman fields the bunt clean enough, but the throw is anything but clean. Gary Gaetti scores on the air, and it was 1-0 California. Another one for the Rogan's Heroes highlight reel. Dante Bichette looking for a double play after catching this fly ball, but Bichette was the only one looking. Nobody home at first. Dave Parker scores, and the Angels stop the Brewers 4-1. Jim Abbott won his 6th. Day game in the National League this afternoon. St. Louis over San Francisco. Rich Gedman hit a home run, a 2-run shot to win that one for the Cards. Former Giant pitcher Dave Dravecky has begun recuperation following surgery yesterday in a New York hospital. You may remember Dravecky as the 35-year-old pitcher who battled a cancerous tumor in his arm. In fact, the growth was responsible for Dravecky actually shattering his arm in this game against Montreal in 1989 while pitching. Yesterday, doctors in New York were forced to amputate the arm and his shoulder. Doctors say the former 8-year National League pitcher's prognosis from here, though, is excellent. Here in Minnesota, it seems there isn't such a thing as an off-season in hockey anymore. 3 weeks ago, the North Stars hung up their skates for the season. The U.S. Olympic team is lacing them up. Today, Olympic hopefuls hit the ice at the National Sports Center in St. Cloud, nearly 80 in all. And this camp is the first of many evaluations head coach Dave Peterson and his staff will use to determine the 1992 squad. It's a process Coach Peterson has been through before, And Randy and Val, he told Rob Lear today he thinks he has a pretty good nucleus.
Great.
And we'll be hearing from Coach Peterson over the next couple days.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Eric.
you.
You're welcome.
Well, it provided one of the best views at the U.S. Open.
Maybe on your drive home last night you spotted it high above the Minneapolis skyline. Well, next we'll take you for a ride in the Goodyear blimp for a panoramic view of the Twin Cities.
It's morning, and another day. There are kids to get dressed, breakfast to be made. But for a few moments, you have a little time to think of what this is all about. What it's about is big people helping little people to be big themselves one day. It's not easy. But what else could you possibly do that could ever be so important? MJB wishes you a good morning and a wonderful day.
Hey, neighbor. Here you're building a new F-Series truck at the Twin Cities plant.
Yep, a special edition F-Series just for the Northland.
What's on it?
Oh, great features, like air conditioning, tilt wheel cruise control, AM/FM cassette. Plus, it comes in 2 special limited edition colors. And get this, it even comes with big savings.
Sounds great.
It is, but best of all, it's built right by your neighbors in the Northland.
The Men's Warehouse opens in Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Hi, I'm George Zimmer, president and founder of the Men's Warehouse. We sell designer clothing for less, including hard-to-fit sizes like these athletic cut suits. They're sold all over the country for $3.95. At the Men's Warehouse, they're only $2.95. And that's not a grand opening price. It's our everyday low price. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse in Roseville, Edina, Minnetonka, and Burnsville.
The Nissan 240SX and every other award-winning Nissan is on its way to the Nissan Summer Challenge. Go ahead. Try to find a better car than this award-winning Maxima. Or this powerful Stanza. Nice day for a test drive, eh? For the best deals on the best cars, see your Greater Twin Cities Nissan dealer and take the Nissan Summer Challenge today.
Here's a look at the stories we're working on for Eyewitness News at 10 o'clock. We've heard a lot lately concerning patients' fears about doctors with AIDS. But what about healthcare workers' concerns about contracting AIDS from a patient? We'll look into that. And tomorrow, the dog track in Hudson, Wisconsin finally opens. Lou Harvin goes to the dogs to show us the final preparations tonight at 10 o'clock.
And finally, there are only 3 in the entire country, and tonight Goodyear's Airship America blimp is sailing into Minnesota airspace. It can only hold 6 passengers, so photographer Jim O'Connell takes us along for a ride.
It's a nice way to travel. You're up in the air, you're moving slow enough and low enough so that you really get a chance to see everything. Speed's about 50 miles an hour. We're cruising around at about 30 right now. It's a real nice vehicle, and it's just so big and slow, you know all the other aircraft are going to see you. It's a lot like sailing a big boat. You end up putting in a lot of rudder to help stop the turns, because you got so much momentum once you get in the turn. Yeah, you get to know the city skylines pretty quickly. You get so you're watching different films and you can identify them just by the skylines of the different cities. We've still got a lot of challenge of flying left in the landing of the craft. It's real seat-of-the-pants type flying when it comes time to do that. You really have to feel what all 200 feet of this thing's doing.
Quite a ride.
Yeah, it was hovering over downtown Minneapolis last night. What a view I had off of my balcony.
That was
gorgeous.
That was our pinpoint flying from here to the U.S. Open. We could always see it from the station.
Yeah, and I saw it over the station hovering today. So it's been all over the place.
That's our report for 6 o'clock.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again later. Have a good night.
Atlanta's burning over this video. Investigators say this lawyer seduced his pretty clients and videotaped the steamy sex sessions. Then one distraught husband got the shock of his life.
She did it out of desperation at the time.
The lawyer's briefs.
How can you in good conscience bring a suit against two guys who risked their lives?
A shocking vote of thanks to the hero who pulled 3 people from a horrific auto wreck.
That family's alive today because of his actions.
Jim Campbell got more than an award for his highway heroics. He got hit with a lawsuit by one of the people he rescued.
We did all we could.
The sued Samaritan. Officials accused this loving couple of abusing their 8-month-old daughter.
I said, lady, I don't have an 8-month-old daughter.
Now they're fighting to clear their name and battling a government agency gone mad.
I'm supposed to abuse her, but they want to kill her.
2 black eyes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maureen O'Boyle. Welcome to A Current Affair. This plot line is even too outrageous for LA law, but it's real and it's on videotape. A lawyer accused of having a really wild billing system. No money, please, just sex. Our Bill McGowan went to get the hot stuff about this lawyer's briefs.
What is it about the city of Atlanta and scandalous sex tapes? Not too long ago, Rob Lowe ignited Gone with the Wind land in a blaze of controversy with perhaps his best-known yet most regrettable screen performance. Once again, another raunchy video is making headlines. The star of this one is a lawyer named James Lewis. Now, he may not have the sex appeal or marquee value of a Rob Lowe, but his video is no less shocking.
Do your sweet act.
The women appearing in these scenes, directed by James Lewis, are not professional actresses. They're his clients.
I've never seen anything like this. Never.
I think it's repulsive.
It is quite a shock.
One of the biggest problems that the legal profession has today is that the general public, they don't trust us. They don't like us. All the polls put us down with used car salesmen as far as public trust and identification. This is just another example of why that trust can't be taken lightly.
As an attorney, James Lewis has handled a fair number of divorce cases. Occasionally, though, some female clients have been unable to afford his legal fees. In those cases, Lewis has allegedly devised a special arrangement whereby clients would compensate him not with money, but with sex.
A woman wanting a divorce is a particularly vulnerable creature, and that's probably the time that